Hey y'all, welcome back to Reality Check Please. I'm your host Cassie and happy Friday. We are back to do our 1 Minute with God scripture devotional episode. If you guys are new here, we've gotten a lot of newer followers in the most recent weeks given what we've been covering on our channel. However, if you guys are new here, we do devotionals Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Our Mondays are our good little start to our week, positivity, encouragement. Our Wednesdays are our midweek motivation, and our Fridays, like today, are good, strong scriptures to close off our hectic week and to enter into the weekend with a thankful heart to rest and recover. So if you guys are new here, let me know down below in the comments where you're watching from. With that being said, let's do all the YouTube things: like, share, comment, subscribe. Let's grab our Bibles and jump right in. So this week we are actually doing a devotional plan. Sometimes we do these devotionals where you guys can follow along on the Bible app, or we'll just read some scripture. On Wednesday, we started this devotional called 1 Minute Prayers for Uncertain Times. And so our Wednesday episode, we started with day 1. This is a 10-day plan. So since we only meet 3 times a week, this will take us a little over 3 weeks to finish, which is good. We have no rush. So if we head on over to the devotional, today's devotional title is called Put My Trust in You. And it says, Lord, give me wisdom to trust only you for my peace and security. My list of just in case hopes is filled with tangibles and provisions shaped by the unpredictable world. Life changes, and so does the dependability of jobs, income, savings, and all factors tied to limited human power. You, Lord, are not limited. You are the source of my hope and my help. You are my soul and my soul security. The reverence I have for you leads me to appreciate all that comes from you. I watch for the gifts you bring into my life through others and along the path you led me. When the winds of change do blow, I am not worried about having or losing plenty. Even with little, I can stand securely on your foundation of faith, truth, grace, and love. That is so beautiful, especially given the very difficult times that we are living in, just not even like in our country, but around the world. There is just such attack and devastation in the Christian community, in believers, in the believer community altogether. And so it's definitely a trying time in a lot of people's lives. And so today's scripture is actually Proverbs 15:16. And the scripture says, better to have little with fear for the Lord than to have a great treasure and inner turmoil. I love the Proverbs. I said that we were going to be in the book of Psalm, and we're not. We're going to be in the book of Proverbs. My bad. But I have always been told that if you start off your day with a Proverbs or a Psalm, then that is a perfect way to start your day because you are aligned with God. I mean, honestly, any scripture, but I feel like since the Proverbs and the Psalms are smaller with a greater motivation, I guess you could say, I think that these are always the greatest go-tos for a morning scripture or a morning prayer. And I have actually never seen this scripture. When I was reading the devotional, it reminded me of the other scripture where it says, I forgot in which verse, but it says, be faithful in the little and I will be faithful in the greater. And so that verse is also very true for this devotional, but I love this scripture. It says, better to have little with fear for the Lord than to have a great treasure and inner turmoil. How many times have we always told ourselves, if I had this or if I had that, my troubles would be gone, like my physical on earth, financial troubles, my job security, this, that, the third, my happiness. And sometimes we forget that our hope comes from God and our happiness and our joy comes from Him. He is the only one who can completely fulfill us. It's in Spanish, there's a saying that says, de nada te sirve. Like, how do I say it in English? But it's kind of like saying, like, what good is it? What good is it if you had everything in this world and if your soul is lost? And so it's kind of like another play on words to that same scripture in the Bible. And so have that reminder, guys. I know that this week is probably hard for a lot of people in your job, in your personal life, in your finances. However, never forget that with God, you can prevail because He has already won the battle. So please don't forget to be so faithful and grateful in the little, because as long as you have fear for the Lord, that is the best thing that you could have. So just like the scripture says, it is better to have little with fear for the Lord than to have everything and then not really care to know God or not even have a relationship with Him, that your heart is in literal turmoil. And so I leave you guys with that on this great and beautiful Friday. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and an even beautiful and blessed weekend. Come back later for some more reality checks. We actually started off Love Island, Australia, so we have a lot to cover. But with that being said, pop off in the comment sections. Let me know what y'all think of this scripture and devotional, and we'll see y'all later. Bye, y'all. Happy Friday.